I'm going to show you how to clean your gimbal. You need your gimbal. It may or may not be mounted on the VZ. You need your airy oil, an applicator if you have one, a gimbal wrench, can of air, contact renew with no lubrication. You're going to pick up your gimbal and your wrench using these two pins. You're going to access these two holes. And you're going to loosen the outer retaining ring. Set that to the side. You're going to pop your gimbal off, just like that. You're going to remove the two end caps using these two little pins. You're going to access these two holes and remove these end caps. And these two pins to remove the inner retaining ring using these two holes. Now you're going to remove the pan bearing by turning over that outer pan bearing housing, just popping it out with your thumbs like that. Just use thumb pressure and you walk your pan bearing out like so. Now you're ready to clean your pan bearing and these end bearings with the contact renew with no lubrication. Thoroughly flood these little bearings right in there. Squirt them out real good. Let the excess drip out. Blow them out. Same with your pan bearing. Pick up your contact renew and you're going to flood it. You're going to wash this really thoroughly on both sides. Putting that tip right in there. Really wash it out. You're going to take your air and you want to blow it out as well. Really close in there. On both sides as well. Then we want to sit and let the condensation leave your pan bearing. Now we want to pick up our airy oil. It's what we use here at GPI. It's a really, really light oil. I use this handy little applicator here. You want to put liberal amounts of oil in here. And spin the outer pan bearing housing to redistribute the oil. Replace your end caps, making sure you don't strip these threads. It should go on there very easily. Take your gimbal wrench and these two pins again. Snug those up. Don't over tighten these end caps because it directly influences the outer pan bearing housing. We're going to warm our pan bearing back up a little bit. I like to put it between my palms and warm it up for a little bit to get rid of that condensation. You don't want to put the oil on top of water. And here at GPI, we use 1 drop, no more, right in that pan bearing. No more than that. Spin the pan bearing to redistribute the oil and replace the pan bearing back into the outer pan bearing housing. You're going to lay it in there nice and level and just walk it in with your thumbs like that. Don't use a hammer or anything like that. And you're going to look right underneath here to ensure that the pan bearing is sitting in there flush right in there. Replace your inner retaining ring. Make sure that these holes are facing up and thread it back on and snug it down using those two pins again. This is important because if you don't snug this down, when you go to operate, you're going to have play in the pan bearing. It should go on there just like that. Now you're going to remount your gimbal. Pro needs to face up, and that these two holes that you access to remove the inner retaining ring are facing up. Reinsert it onto the VZ like so, and replace your outer retaining ring. Spin it on just like that. Now you're going to use the gimbal wrench again, these two pins and these two holes. You're just going to tighten it up, and you can go back to work.